The Varangians were Viking conquerors, traders, and settlers mainly from present-day Sweden, who arrived in present-day Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine during the 8th and 9th centuries. In 862, a Varangian group settled in Novgorod under Rurik, whose relative Oleg later conquered Kiev in 882, forming the foundation of the Kievan Rus state ruled by Rurik's descendants. The Varangians dominated key trade routes, linking the Baltic with the Caspian and Black Seas. These trade routes connected medieval Europe, the Abbasid Caliphate, and Byzantium. Drawn by Constantinople's wealth, they waged wars against the Byzantines. By the early 10th century, many served in the Byzantine military as the elite Varangian Guard. Over time, they were converted from Norse paganism to Orthodox Christianity, especially after the Christianization of Kievan Rus in 988. As the Viking Age declined, Scandinavian influence in Rus faded and the Varangians assimilated into the East Slavic population by the late 11th century. The Vandals were a Germanic people, first recorded in what is now Poland during the Roman Empire. Linked to the Przeworsk culture and the Lugi tribes, they expanded into the Roman province of Dacia during the Marcomannic Wars and later Pannonia. However, the Goths confined them to Pannonia around 330 AD. As Hunnic raids pushed Germanic tribes westward, the Vandals crossed the Rhine into Gaul and then crossed the Pyrenees, settling in the Iberian Peninsula in 409. After Visigothic attacks nearly wiped out the Selingi Vandals, the survivors united under Hasdingian leader Gunderic. His successor Genseric led them across the Mediterranean in 429, establishing a powerful North African kingdom by 439, which included Sicily, Corsica, Sardinia, Malta, and the Balearic Islands. Genseric later used the captured Carthaginian fleet to launch raids across the Mediterranean. The Vandals repelled multiple Roman attempts to reclaim their African kingdom and famously sacked Rome in 455. Their kingdom fell in 533 when Justinian's forces reconquered the region. Because they sacked Rome, Renaissance writers painted them as barbarians, giving rise to the term vandalism for wanton destruction. The Goths played a key role in the fall of the Western Roman Empire and the rise of medieval Europe. First mentioned in the 3rd century AD, they lived north of the Danube in present-day Ukraine, Moldova and Romania, raiding Roman territory and serving in the Roman military. In the 4th century, the Huns and Alans pushed into Gothic lands, forcing many to seek refuge in the Roman Empire. This led to conflict, culminating in their decisive victory at the Battle of Adrianople in 378. The Goths were one of the first Germanic tribes to convert from paganism to Arian Christianity, which led to religious conflicts with the Catholic Romans. At the same time, Goths converting to Christianity were also subject to persecution by the Gothic king Athanaric. Some Goths settled within the empire, while others under Alaric I formed the Visigoths, who later established a kingdom in Spain. Meanwhile, the Ostrogoths, once under Hunnic rule, regained independence and under Theodoric the Great founded the Ostrogothic kingdom in Italy. The Eastern Roman Empire crushed the Ostrogoths in the 6th century, while the Visigothic kingdom fell to the Umayyad Caliphate in the 8th century, leaving only a remnant in Asturias under Pelagius that later initiated the Reconquista. A Gothic community survived in Crimea for over 1,000 years, but the Goths eventually disappeared as a distinct people. Though Gothic architecture, literature, and the modern Goth subculture take their name from them, the ancient Goths had no influence on that. The Normans originated in the medieval Duchy of Normandy, formed through the integration of Norse Viking settlers with the local Frankish population. Initially raiding the northern coast of West Francia, they settled permanently when their leader, Rollo, swore fealty to King Charles III in 911.